these women want to hook up with black men because it's survival of they want their melanin in their skin so they can deal with the shit coming on. We in America.
You talking about the black folks in America that live under colonialism?
America,
you never even let me finish to explain my position.
You're not letting me finish mine. We in America have been the one that has been bamboozled.
Yes, because you live under colonialism.
Our history and our culture existed way before damn slavery.
But we're not talking about that part of black history.
No,
because we're talking about.
No, you just want to carve out a certain section.
Yes, because you have to. You have to be able to.
Why can't you go before that?
Because we're not talking about before that. We're talking about being able to isolate various parts of our history and identify what happened there.
Well, but bottom line is, you only starting with slavery.
Yes.
You're not going before that.
Because that was not the focal point of the debate.
King Solomon was black.
Relevant.
That was not. I'm not saying.
Solomon was black.
Okay, so
David was black.
I understand
Christ
all this.
was black.
I understand all this.
Moses was black.
Yeah, that ain't what I'm talking about. We
Samson
talking
was
about
black.
African American history. We're not talking about the black folks who was here before the white swan landed in 1619.
You got to go before.
Yes, we can.
No, you got to go before that.
No, we cannot go before that.
Why not?
Because the African American
history didn't start with slavery.
No, it did not.
But you want
But African American history started with slavery. Yes, it did.
Hell, it did not.
Yes, it did.
No, it did.
1619.
Well,
did it happen?
Yes,
or not?
Showed up. But what about everybody else?
We're not talking about those people right there. They are not FBA. They are indigenous.
They're indigenous.
Yes, they're indigenous.
Right. But they are black.
Yes, they are black, and we're not discounting them. But they're not African Americans. They are not African Americans.
Yes.
They were here before them 19 people showed up.
Yeah, but
but when
that's what they want us to think. That
no, it's not.
Yes,
it's actual history. It's facts.
It's you know what?
Oh my God!
I just ordered 2 goddamn books in here.
Mm-hmm. What you ordered? What book?
You talk about African Americans.
Okay.
I just got them in there. I'm gonna read it.
Yeah, I seen them. I saw the books.
Our history goes far beyond.
We're not talking about that. Yes,
no,
they call it history of antiquity. Well, yes, they does.
Whatever, but
when we talk
relevant,
it's not relevant.
You can't just say our history started with 1619.
African American history started with 1619. You can't get around that. The historians will tell you.
It's way before then.
1619.
You giving Christopher Columbus too much goddamn credit.
Christopher Columbus didn't have nothing to do with 1619.
They say that he's.
Let me interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
So 1619.
Is the history of Black America. Black African America. We ain't talking about no blacks that was here. They had blacks in Australia. Go ahead.
Yeah. So 1619, it wasn't America. When did it become America?
That's a moot point.
70s. No, it's
that's
a
moot, man.
Point.
It's moot.
It's a relevant.
It's
point.
moot. I'm telling you right now that when we talk about,
it wasn't even called America then.
The Americans have always been called Americans. It's always been the Americans. It's when they want to give credit to Christopher Columbus,
which was discovered.
He thought he was in the West Indies.
Jesus, man, you hear this?
No, but
I'm listening. Keep going. Keep going. But that's not because you're going off on tangents.
You have to go beyond the 1619 project.
You cannot go beyond 1619 when you talk about the origin of the African American. It started in August.
No, the hell it did not. It's still way before then.
No, it did not.
Okay.
Because the people who were here before did not come from the.
Until
I don't care what it was called. It could be called whatever. We can call it the land of the green man, whatever it was called.
It's always been called the Americans.
Man, Dad, Black America, what we know as the African American, originated in August of 1619 with the arrival of the White Swan, a British ship that landed in Jamestown, Virginia.
The tens of thousands of black folks.
We're not talking about them people, man. They are not African Americans.
That's what they want you to goddamn
They
believe.
not African American. They are natives.
They are indigenous people to here.
Yes, indigenous natives.
Right.
Yes.
They're black.
Yes.
Okay, they're black.
But they did not show up as the slaves. They did not show up in bondage.
You see,
because I'm trying to make a point.
No, that's what's wrong with a lot of you.
Okay.
You want to say that our history,
okay,
in America, Our history
Yeah.
started with slavery.
It did.
No, the hell.
African American history
No,
started
no,
with
the hell
slavery.
it didn't. No, it didn't. No, it didn't.
African American
No,
history started with
no,
slavery.
No, it didn't.
But see, that's not
I'm
not debate.
I'm gonna go ahead and get the joint simply over here chilling. Now.
That's not debate. Oh, you go get that joint, cause we all gonna smoke on it. Greg gonna smoke on it too. That's not the debate.
well,
No,
no.
I gonna,
Oh, see, he
No,
gotta go
it's-
home. You see this stuff? You see
No,
this stuff?
We debating. It's a good
Let's
debate.
see.
but
Nah,
the bottom
it's
line-
not a good debate because
no, we got to
the black
educate you, brother.
Democrats,
No, we got to.
y'all keep interrupting me.
No,
I'm under attack. I need Candace Owens sitting beside me right here.
Candace.
I need Candace Owens.
Nigga.
But she fine though, right? Tell me she ain't pretty.
Fuck her in the ass.
Ah, fuck Candace Owens up. Ain't she fine? Black as fuck, right?
Is that the one that just died?
Hell nah. Candace Owens is alive and well. But
No,
look,
who that
man.
just
You
died?
know the Republican woman.
Man, I don't know about the Republican one.
Love, me a love.
Oh,
See,
yeah,
see,
she's a
see,
Republican, yeah.
see. Okay, so let me finish, Greg, cause Dad running, you know, yeah, he running, and I'm under attack because it's both of y'all, two of y'all against me. You know what I'm saying? African American history
against
started.
anyone.
African American history started in 1619.
It was
We don't
even
care nothing
called
about that.
America then.
We don't give a damn. It's called America today
Why do you keep saying, well, it started 1619?
because
America.
you had 19 slaves or indentured servitudes that landed on a ship, a British ship called the White Swan. It landed in the port of Jamestown, Virginia.
It was
That is
America
considered, I don't care what it was considered
then. It was
then.
a colony.
America's still a colony. It was considered
No.
the birth of
It was a colony.
Black America. All of the dark-skinned people who was here before, they are not considered foundational Black
And they
Americans.
should be.
Why?
They're people of color.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, what's your fascination with all these white folks and
See, there we
Doing
go.
that stuff.
There we go. There we go. We deflecting. You know.
no,
What
that
did
was
Kevin
very
Samuels say?
Straight pointed question. What's
I'm
your fascination with white
explaining
folks?
African American Black history. That's what I'm explaining.
It was never African American history in 1619.
That's the birthplace of what we know today as African American.
Negative.
Explain otherwise. Show me otherwise. Why not?
Okay. So you are in chains. You transport
Yes.
to a different country.
In change, right?
In
Okay,
change.
you hold up. You just said it.
Yeah.
But see, the people who was already here, they were not in chains.
So can
It
I
was those
finish?
people that landed in
You
1619.
like cutting people off.
No, I read about 1619
See,
project.
See, there we go.
I read about it.
Ain't no 1619
No,
project.
that's what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the African Americans. I'm talking about the African Americans that landed on the
You
White
were
Swan.
talking
They
about
were
Africans
African
who-
Americans. There was
you-
no America in 1619.
What the hell does that got to do with the price of tea in China?
But you
mine
keep
is
calling
that
it
you were saying that
African-Americans.
I'm talking about the birth of a
American.
nation.
No, you're talking about our history did not start as black people.
That's not what I said.
No, you saying that, you want to say that our history does not go beyond slavery. I'm not disagreeing
That is
with
not
that.
what I said.
That's exactly what you
I
said.
recognize Africa in antiquity.
No, you're saying
I
that
recognize-
African American history did not start until 1619.
That's exactly
but
when it
that's
started.
not. That's untrue.
Okay.
That's
It
untrue.
was, number one, that's a misnomer.
Oh my goodness.
1619, there was no America. There was none. Zero.
I mean,
so
is
stop
that-
referring to them as African American.
The
Okay, so-
continent over here has always been called the Americans.
It wasn't always called the Americans.
Okay, well, Africa wasn't always called Africa.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I'm saying is that our history as a people did not start just here.
What people are you talking about?
I'm talking about black people.
So you're talking about the collective, right?
I'm talking about black
We're not
people.
differentiating the different subgroups,
Okay,
right?
what subgroups you talking about?
Okay, so we got
How you gonna
Nigerians, we got
No.
Jamaicans, we
We're
got
talking
people.
about the Anglo-Saxon.
No, we're not talking about white folks.
Anglo-Saxon.
Anglo-Saxon
Well,
are
black
white folks. No. Anglo-Saxons.
Well, black folk.
No. Anglo-Saxons are white.
Anglo-Saxon was black folk.
Greg, come on. Can we get a confirmation?
No, it's black folk. Go
Anglo-
back to
Actually, if
go
you look
back
at the
to
genealogy-
Goodness, man. This is
go back to remains. The oldest human remains
Well, like found like around Tanzania or something like that.
Africa.
Yes, I understand all this.
What I'm saying,
That's not the debate,
what
though.
I'm saying to you is that they want us to believe that our history only started in 1619 project.
We're talking about
Columbus.
subgroups. Why do you call it projects? That sounds like that black sisterhood type stuff.
No, I ain't saying no. I disagree that our history started with 1619.
Okay, so
We came over here the first slave ship.
I'm not. Yes.
Give me
Which
the
was what
first
year?
slave
What
ship.
year was that?
You said 1619. I
That's
agree
when
with
it
that.
was.
But that's not our history.
But that's the birth of the African American nation.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You got to go
Man.
back beyond that.
Hey, time out. Man, your ankle's big time swollen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are because he's drinking alcohol
No.
and he's not. He's not back in the gym, so his ankles is holding water.
They told me for the first 2 years there will be different swelling, and something I have to deal with for the next couple of years.
Well, you'll be all right.
You put some ice pack on.
Ice pack.
You need to put some. You need to put some. You need to put some grease on them ashy ass feet.
I'm just telling you,
No.
brother, you got to check out your history.
What? I know my history.
No, you don't.
Dad, I was in
Yo,
Pelican
yeah.
Bay for a very long time, and I was around some of the most
okay, fine.
politically,
I give you
culturally
that.
conscious brothers
But the bottom
in the
line
planet
is
on the
that
planet.
our history start way before 1619.
If you talk about the collective of what we call the black population, then yes. But when we talk about subgroups,
okay, subgroups.
when we talk about
What are subgroups? That's
a subgroup is African America.
Okay.
A subgroup are the blacks from Cuba. A subgroup are the blacks from
bottom
Mexico.
line,
Hold up, hold.
who you think populated those landmasses?
See, I can't talk.
No.
We talk about subgroups. We talk about the blacks down in Venezuela.
Okay.
We talking about when we say subgroups, all of the blacks that live in the diaspora
Well, see what
around the world,
what you're saying
right?
is that
So I can't say that the blacks from Cuba that their history started in whatever,
what you're saying that
1619.
because that's the birth of Black America.
It's no America then. I keep iterating that.
Woo, boy.
There was no
Oh, my God.
1619. There was no America.
We're not caring about if America existed in 1619 or not. We're talking about
you're talking about
classifications.
the first damn slave ship. That's what you're talking.
Exactly.
But what about South America?
We're not talking about South America.
Why not? 80% of the
We're not
80% of-
because that's a
80% of
different
the slaves-
subgroup.
80% of the
America.
slaves went
I
to
believe
the
you,
middle,
but that's a
South
different
America.
subgroup. I can't
Okay.
speak on what happened in Brazil. I can't speak on what happened in Venezuela.
Yeah.
I can't speak
Okay.
on what happened in Panama. I'm African American.
Okay.
My ancestors derived from the White Swan, which landed in Jamestown, Virginia.
No, you don't know that. You don't know.
Of
that.
course, we know that the lineage can go back further than that. But when we talk about historical classifications of subgroups, African
I
Americans,
can pull up.
Dad, we can pull up anything.
I can pull up my
We can pull up.
my lineage, and your mama can pull up hers.
Okay.
And that's a
What year?
breakdown.
What year? What year? What year can you pull it up? What year? What year does it start?
No, that's not a fair question.
That is a very fair question.
Hold on. Let me qualify.
Good.
If you look at
This is why I need some
See,
help
I
over here,
can't
man.
even finish the
Go
thought.
ahead. Go ahead. Because I'm being
No,
attacked
you
by
don't-
black
you don't
Democrats.
Yeah, I mean,
So who are you? We black Democrats. Who's you?
Man, I
No, who are you?
don't support.
No, who are you?
I
No,
don't
you
support.
No, you
Neither
lean,
party.
You lean towards Republican.
No, I don't.
Yes, the hell you do.
No, I don't.
Yes,
I lean toward the BGF. That's who I lean toward. Yeah, I lean toward the Black Gorilla family.
Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead.
No interruptions.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm good.
Sure.
Yeah.
This some good shit. I don't
Go
want
ahead,
all
Greg.
Missouri
Come on.
to get this.
You got to get it.
This ain't no Delta 8.
He could have went right over to South Memphis. You could have went right over there with him
No.
down there and got that.
Good hit, man. I wanted Missouri to get that over the weekend.
Missouri. He had to go all the way up to Missouri and get that.
That's not Delta 8.
Yeah. Go ahead. You know, I don't smoke weed, but go ahead.
No, you don't still been alive to me. I know you
I
smoke.
don't smoke no weed. I smoke off in Dada. I smoke off her at
that's
Doobie
good.
or something.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. This is this is
Ain't that skunk shit?
no. This got from the dispensary.
Man, let's get back to the debate, man.
Oh, no. Let me finish my point.
Go ahead, man.
Goddamn, what was my point?
Your point was is that America, you had blacks in America
You're
before
saying that the
1619.
birth of the nation,
I'm telling you the birth of the African American nation.
in your opinion,
Ain't my opinion.
this is your.
It's a historical fact.
Fact what?
It's a historical fact that the white swan showed up in August of 1619
Okay.
with
First
19
slaves-
African, 19 to
slave
21.
ship, right.
Yes,
But okay.
that's not my opinion. That's a fact.
Okay.
That's
you showed
recorded
that.
history.
But the bottom line is that that's not the first recording of black people.
It's the
That's
first
the
recording-
of slaves.
Yes,
But the bottom line,
From where we
our
originate from.
History.
Yeah.
No, our history goes further than slavery.
that's not the debate, Dad.
No, debate is.
We know that we can go back 100,000, 200, 300,000
Yeah, but the bottom line
years.
is you're saying, like a lot of folk would like us to believe,
Okay.
that you are discrediting the black race, that our race, that we didn't exist here in America, in the Americans, until 1619.
I never
And
said that.
That's exactly what the hell you
I
saying.
never said that.
That's exactly what you saying.
That's not what I said.
Yeah, you said the birth of the nation
Greg,
started
come on,
1619.
sit on down, man. You ain't got to go home right now. You ain't got to go home, man. Ain't no, we got to go home to our wife because our wife run our households. Ain't none of that.
Get all your
You got the
facts
men
together,
over here.
man. You got to get
What?
all your facts together.
Look, Greg.
I'm not discrediting the ship that showed up, but our history as a black people started
Goes
way
back, way
beyond
back.
that.
I understand all that, but that's not what we were debating
No,
about.
we're debating as your position that you want to take.
You debate my position of 1619.
You want to say that 1619 is the birth of the African American
Yes,
nation.
you can't go.
I'm saying that it goes beyond that.
But see, okay.
You're saying that it doesn't.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
that's exactly what
black
you're saying.
folks is already here, but they are not what they
What?
call today foundational black Americans, man.
No, you can't say that.
I'm telling you, they
Prove
were
them out.
You
can't
gone?
say that.
Yeah, I got
Look at my boy, man.
I take care of business now.
Look at my boy. Look at my boy, man. See, this is why, Dad, you gotta get your podcast. I'm gonna destroy y'all every time.
No, you can destroy.
Destroy.
We can just.
You haven't even proven the point.
What? I done already proved my point.
No, you
All the black historians say I proved my point.
you can distort, but you can't destroy.
I ain't destroyed nothing. Look at my
You
boy.
give me your opinion. You give me your opinion. You need it.
Look at. Dad is something else, man. I destroy y'all every time.
No, you give me your opinion.
I'm not giving my opinion. I'm
No,
giving you
that's your
historical
opinion.
facts.
No, you give them the fact that they're saying that's what they say, but
Man, that's what the history books say.
No,
if you
no.
go over to
who wrote history? Who
What?
the fuck wrote history?
signatures,
Them.
people sign stuff.
They did.
No, signatures wrote history.
They did.
We're not talking about an interpretation. We're talking about signatures.
We said that,
Signatures
okay,
that went on
shit
paper.
showed
The
up.
same way Donald
That's
Trump,
not
the same way Donald Trump just signed all these executive orders.
Yeah.
It's a signature on paper.
Yeah.
So 1,000 years from now, if America is still around, hopefully not.
America's always been here. The continent is the
Man,
Americans. have
America's
always
in
been
trouble, dude.
here. Okay, and what?
America in trouble like a
what-
motherfucker. I'll tell you right now.
In what way are
Because
the United
because
States of America in trouble?
the United States of America, the continental United States,
Okay.
from the West Coast to the East Coast, up north,
In what
all this
ways?
territory, because you are an oppressor.
Well, okay.
The United States is an oppressive
want
government. They've waged
wanna
war. They've waged
Yeah.
war against everybody around the world.
Okay.
The world is tired of the United States. The United States is sanctioning that BS that's going on over in Gaza right now, man. You're killing people who can't fight back.
But the bottom line is that
The United States, they
will-
started that stuff down in the
will-
Democratic of the.
will the world stand up? That's
They
the
standing
big
up now.
question.
You know how they standing up?
All right.
They created bricks.
Okay.
That's how they standing up.
That's financially. That's
No, ain't no financially.
That's a good move.
Them people, they build weapons and everything. They got
Well,
defense
I mean,
industries.
they build
You know how they standing up.
You can't get.
Do you know how they standing up? For the first time since I've been alive, the African governments are weak as they are. Right? Ain't no way the African governments can take on the United States military.
Well,
but they got enough courage.
The United States.
They have enough
is
courage
strong.
about themselves. They're not strong. They have enough
What
courage
I'm
about
saying
themselves.
is
They're
that-
not strong.
What
They have
I'm
en-
saying is that
yeah.
the people you have in charge are not the ones that gonna make shit happen.
The people that you have in charge
Oh,
aren't the
bullshit.
ones in charge.
They're in
The people
charge.
you have in charge, right? So let me tell you something about Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a part of the United States ruling class, and he was not even
Muslim.
born in America. You could
He was
say
not, no, he was not born in America.
you can say what you want to say about that man.
He from South Africa.
Yes, I don't care where he
grew
from.
up through apartheid.
It does not make no difference. And
No,
you saw
let me
him
get-
throw
let me
that
get
Nazi
this.
salute. You saw him throw that
He
Nazi
threw a
salute.
Nazi
You
salute,
saw
right.
it.
Right.
He did it on public TV
Well,
in front of everybody. He
bottom
did it in
line
front of
is
the whole
that
world.
He support apartheid. He support Nazi. And that's his opinion.
Ain't his opinion. That's his ideology.
Where was the ideology? His opinion, ideology is one and the same. That's what he stands for.
Yes.
But do we stand for that?
Who is we?
We as Americans.
Who is we as Americans?
All of us.
What? First
All
of
of
all,
us.
what you have to understand,
What?
there are deep political and racial divisions in
You
America.
understand-
This whole
United
conversation right here.
United States of
This
America,
whole conversation. This
got-
whole conversation
okay,
right
yeah.
here started behind the immigrants.
Well,
and I'm telling
no, it
you,
started before that.
no, it didn't.
It
This
started-
whole conversation
this shit
today.
started damn black.
It started with the
No,
immigrants.
let's go on back.
No,
Let's go on back.
I'm just trying to tell you how this.
Let's go on back.
Yeah, we listening. We'll go ahead.
Is that this is United States of America is a very goddamn racist country, and
It's
it
very
has
rich.
always been.
Hey, look. Let me tell you
It has
something.
always
Let me
been.
tell you something about the United States.
We as African Americans,
Yeah.
have had to fight for everything. We
Yeah.
goddamn rebuild damn Japan.
But you know what?
We rebuild Germany.
Yeah. Okay.
But the motherfucking black man can't get no goddamn reparations.
Well, you know
they
why?
Gave reparations to the doggone
No,
Japanese.
because your reparations went to the immigrants.
Well, no,
Yeah,
no,
they was living in New York. Man, yeah, okay.
this shit
See,
way
y'all gonna
before
keep
that.
y'all
No,
gonna
this
keep
shit way
defending them
before
immigrants,
that.
man. Let me tell you one thing,
it's
man.
way before that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm talking about where's our 40 acres a meal?
You was never
Well,
promised. The
Well, we
United
were
States.
promised. Just
No,
to
you
hear
wasn't.
we were. Yes, we were.
No,
I got it in the goddamn book.
yes,
Rico.
because a general done that.
No,
He was not the
Abraham-
president. He was not the
Abraham
Congress.
Lincoln did.
No, he did not.
What the hell he did?
No, he did not.
He approved it.
No, he did not.
Andrew Johnson,
He did not
his
approve it.
vice president.
You was never promised a 40 acre and
Yes,
a mule.
we were.
No, you
We
was not.
Promised our 40 acres
You was
and a
never
mule.
gonna get a 40 acre and a mule.
We didn't say we gonna get it, but we were promised.
You was never
We
by
were.
who? By a
Because-
general of the Union Army?
Check your history out.
What?
We was promised. We did. Yeah.
Who? Okay, I got my glasses on.
That
I got my.
was,
Who promised you?
during the period of
The period of what?
Let me get to it.
It was during the period of Reconstruction.
It's doing that, but it's
It was a civil war.
No,
It was a civil
It
war.
was more than that.
No, it was not.
It
was the Civil War.
Homestead Act. The Homestead Act, up under the home. Check it out. Up under the Homestead Act, it clearly says that we were being given 40 acres. of land.
You was never gonna get 40
Yeah,
acres in
I
the
didn't
middle.
say you gonna get it. I said you were promised.
They never. Who?
You know.
The United.
Go to
the Union
Homestead
Army
Act.
promised
No,
you that.
Go to the Homestead Act.
Okay.
And
Hold
it's in
up.
there.
Hold on.
Go
Hold
on
on.
that Homestead Act.
Hold
right.
on.
Pull
Because it
up.
was not the Homestead Act.
It was a Homestead Act.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
It was a Union general.
$20 bet.
Huh?
$20 bet.
No,
Look,
20 push-ups.
No, $20.
20
bet.
push-ups,
hell
because
no.
you-
No, give me some money.
I don't have no
$20.
money right now.
Well, whatever.
Y'all the only one.
I
The black
take it
middle
out.
class is the
I'll
only
take
ones
it-
with
I'll
money.
take it out your pay.
Yeah, you take it out of my pay.
You know.
Yeah, the black middle class is
You
the only
gonna-
ones
you
with
gonna-
money.
You gonna pay me.
Yeah, I'm gonna pay. Take it out of my pay.
me.
I'm gonna
You
work. I
pay
don't
me.
care.
Go to Homestead Act. Go to
Okay,
Homestead
hold
Act.
on. You
Go,
talking about
go.
Homestead Act. Man, Dad, you got it wrong, man.
No, I ain't got it wrong. I got it right.
Homestead Act.
Homestead Act. We were promised.
Hold up. Homestead Act.
And it came up under.
Hold up.
it
Okay,
came
wait a
up-
minute. Wait a
Pull
minute.
it up.
Okay, the Homestead Act of 1862,
Right.
signed by
Yeah.
President Abraham Lincoln.
It had Lincoln.
Hold up.
Go
Hold
ahead.
up. Hold up. Hold up. You got it completely wrong.
No, I ain't got it wrong.
Watch
Pull it
this.
up. Pull it up.
Watch this.
Pull
Okay.
it up. Bring up the 4 acres and mute.
It don't say nothing about no 40 acres in the
Put
mule.
it in
This
there.
is a,
Put it in the query.
okay. You
Put it in the
finna,
query.
hey, look, put that weed down over there. We ain't doing
No.
that. Okay, the Homestead Act of 1862, signed by President Abraham Lincoln,
Right?
allowed American citizens, not
Right.
black, not white,
No.
American
Don't let it say
citizens,
that. You said
American
that.
citizens to claim 160 acres
Right.
of public land
Mm-hmm. Right.
in the West
In the
by
West,
living on and cultivating
Right.
it for 5 years,
I
encouraging.
understand.
Hold up.
I understand
Hold
all
up. Encouraging westward
Yeah.
expansion and settlement. Tell me what they got to do with your 40 acres in the middle.
the 40 acres and a mule.
Man.
You're up under the act. Put it in there.
No, this is the Homestead Act.
Yeah,
this
but
is
worry up under the act.
this is a completely different act, though.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Okay,
40
man.
acres.
Okay, well, you want to start betting right now?
No, I already bet you.
No, okay, you bet. How much you bet?
I bet you $20.
Okay, but bet $20.
I bet you $20.
Okay, bet $20 more dollars.
No,
hold up.
No,
Bet.
you pull it up.
I'm finna pull it up right now. Bet.
So how you gonna? How the hell you gonna double down on some shit? How you gonna double down?
I'm finna double down right now.
On some shit that you don't have.
I don't have to have it.
I ain't got no money.
I got the facts though. Hold up.
Double or nothing.
Hold up. I got the facts. Hold up. I got the facts, man.
Yeah, okay.
40 acres and a mule. It ain't got nothing to do with the Homestead Act. You finna lose right now. I want my 20. Throw my 20.
No, you gotta bring it up.
Okay, hold up. I got it right here.
Bring it on up.
Okay.
40 acres and a mule.
40 acres and a mule refers to the unfulfilled. You know they like to be unfulfilled, right?
Unfulfilled. I'm saying unfulfilled. I'm saying exactly. The shit wasn't complete.
Hold up.
It wasn't complete.
40 acres and a mule
Right.
refers to the unfulfilled.
Unfulfilled.
Unfulfilled is the most powerful word it's going to be in this paragraph.
Unfulfilled.
Right?
Right.
Unfulfilled promise
By
of land and resources to formerly enslave African Americans after the Civil War,
Right.
stemming from General Sherman's. Now you know we got a Sherman that worked for Daphne.
That's right.
Straight fuckboy. That nigga was almost dead when I saw him the other day, right? Okay. Okay. Formerly enslaved African Americans after the Civil War.
Right.
What does this got to do with the Homestead Act?
It's part of the damn
No, it's
Homestead
not
Act.
a part of the
You
Homestead.
just read it.
This is a completely different act.
No. It's
Man,
it's
see what I go
part
through?
of that movement, Homestead Act.
It's a
You just read it.
completely different act.
Okay.
The Homestead Act is the Homestead Act.
Yeah. Well,
It was promised
But
to-
I'm saying.
No, what you
let's
said
look
was
at-
wrong, though.
No. Okay. Maybe it wasn't part, but it was an act.
It was an act.
And what did it say?
I just told you what it said.
Come on.
I mean, unfulfilled.
Unfulfilled.
So if it's
Meaning that
unfulfilled,
mean that there was something
yeah, it was something.
that made a requirement.
No, it was not a requirement.
No,
it was not a requirement. I'll tell
But
you
it was unfulfilled.
what. I gotta blow my nose. Hold up.
It's like, okay, nigga, we promised you this shit, but
It was unfulfilled.
Unfulfilled. You know, like Trump did all these ministers and stuff. They gonna talk about we gonna earmark money for faith-based
Yeah,
organizations.
that's because they greedy as hell.
So y'all gonna get all this money.
Yeah, they gonna get some money.
And
If
they-
the white was gonna
what
get the
they
money,
do?
and the coon sellout Negroes is gonna get the money.
They praying over them. And they showed up. Donald Trump.
Look at that.
Donald Trump, right?
Yeah.
But he came back and said, well,
I gotta get my teeth fixed too.
that was just an earmark.
Well, you know.
Well, you know what the damn
Well,
earmark is?
they voted
Earmark is just
Donald.
that
They voted Donald Trump in office, and look, Donald Trump, he has a legitimate gripe.
about
Man, because they tried to send that man to jail.
he said, he got 34 damn counts of felony. He was tried
And
among
convicted.
the people of his own peers.
Look at that. Was he tried?
He was tried and convicted.
Convicted.
34 counts.
34 count. I only got like 3 or 4, and I
Yeah,
can't
but
get
he got
driving enough.
34.
He got 34 for sure.
But he's the president of the United States.
The man
He
not
is.
only is the president of the United States, he has access to some of the most intensive
Well, he got
challenges,
access to the goddamn
documentations on the
He
planet.
got access to the damn nuclear
That man
weapons.
ain't got no man. The president don't have access to the nuclear weapons.
they get
The
it.
ruling class does. Do you actually think,
He
man?
brought them to the glass.
Man, look, he's a
Donald
representative.
Trump is. Now, other president may not be.
What
But
they
Donald
all
Trump
they all represent the ruling class.
No,
Now
listen,
see Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the ruling class, but he young though.
Yes, the bottom line is that
He's young. See, he's a
Then
part
what-
of the
what-
international ruling class.
Elon Musk, what he's finding out,
Man,
what he's finding out
yeah, okay.
is that you ain't one of us. Now you white.
He not trying to be one of
But
you.
your
The man
ass-
threw up a Nazi
but-
salute.
But no, listen to me. But your ass is from South Africa.
It don't make no difference,
No,
man.
no.
See,
What
let me
I'm
tell you
saying
something
is-
about white
no,
folks.
What they're saying
Okay.
is that you ain't one of us.
Let me tell you something about white folks.
We gonna roll with you.
Let me tell you something
No,
about white people in America.
No, just follow me.
Okay, go ahead.
So to make
I
a
gotta
point.
tell you something.
No, I'm making a point.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Yeah.
I'm richer than y'all.
Hell yeah, he is.
But we'll see.
Who's we?
Americans.
Man, don't you know that Elon Musk?
No, you gotta listen to me.
I'm listening to you. Go
You
ahead.
ain't listen to me.
Yeah.
You just.
Where's my cigar at? Because, here you go, right here. Go ahead.
It's that you just said, yada. But you're in South Africa.
Say it again.
Now, you got more money than me. But
Yeah.
you ain't like me. You ain't
Like who?
there. You know.
I hope you ain't talking about the blacks, man.
So we gonna support you.
Who's we?
The society gonna support Tesla.
Man, you know why they were supporting Tesla so much?
Because it's money.
Exactly.
I done lost goddamn money.
Exactly.
You heard me talking today.
Yeah.
My stock done dropped in half. No, what the fuck is my money at?
Your money gone.
It's gone. So
You might well go over there.
So what?
You might well go to South Memphis
That's
and
right.
just roll dice on the table.
like, damn. I done lost all this right here.
You lost all that money.
All this money.
You bet it in the stock market. You bet it on the dice game, dude.
I'm following her now.
What the
Hold
up.
You some Tesla stock.
Oh,
So I'm following her.
you following the woman.
I'm following
Woo! Keep going. Keep going.
Damn. Shit. I bet they just going down Tunica.
No.
Somewhere.
No. You need to
And,
support. You need to support my program. I'm
and,
telling you right now.
the
You
thing
need to support my
about it is
program, man. You need to support my program.
I done lost money on it.
Yes, you did.
He's gonna have to rebrand it.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to call it something else. I'm being straight now. Because Tesla, it's not gonna bounce back. The shit ain't gonna bounce back. He from South Africa. They
Don't matter if
now.
he's from South Africa.
Now, as long as you make it, but see, he's already lost half his work.
Man, that man ain't lost nothing.
You know, but you know
That man got the
yeah.
support of the entire white world, man. Trust me.
Yeah, but about
He ain't lost nothing.
But a lot of them saying no.
Man, that's what the crash dummies are saying.
Well, Canada.
Canada, man. Who is Canada, man?
They Canada.
Okay, and who's they?
Yeah, but they had the contract with.
No. Who is Canada?
Canada's Canada.
Canada is an American
I'm
satellite
not
state.
I'm
We
not
don't give a
saying
damn
that-
about Canada.
It may be
You
not
see what
as
they
well.
doing down in Mexico right now, right?
Yeah.
They sending all their people to America, to the gulag. Because Trump scared them so bad.
Well,
He scared them so bad.
You give Trump too much credit.
I'm not giving Trump nothing.
Trump-
First of all,
Trump is just a front man.
yeah, he is. He's a part
He
of
ain't
the
the one doing the goddamn.
No,
shit.
no, Elon Musk and the
You
rest
got
of the
some more
hidden
folk.
ruling class. They doing
Oligarchs.
the business.
You guys motherfuckers that want to make money,
Yeah.
call their goddamn shot.
Yeah.
Trump is just a puppet.
Yeah, of course. He's a
He's
puppet.
just a puppet. He gonna do whatever. This is like, I'm gonna sign it. I signed 175.
Man, he only doing what the ruling class telling him to do.
It's part of Project 2025.
Say it again.
It's part of Project 2025.
I don't want to hear about no conspiracies, man. I ain't even never read that crap.
It's just it's fulfilling itself.
Well, whatever. I don't want to hear nothing about no conspiracies, man. No conspiracies, man. Project 25, Project 1619. I'm not trying to hear none of that.
Come on April 5th.
What's gonna happen on April
They're
5th?
supposed to do all this marching. But come on April 5th, we need to stay home.
Okay, so they gonna march on April the 5th.
That's white people do this shit.
Yeah,
We don't do it.
it don't
we
make no
gonna be
difference. So they gonna march, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the white folks.
But
If it was the black folks that would make an announcement like that,
if it's black folk, you had damn National Guard out there.
yeah, but you got steps before that.
Well,
National
yeah.
Guard is just a component of the suppression of black folks. You got you have other components.
Okay.
First of all, the number one component you got the collusion of black organizations.
Okay.
The preachers, the ghetto informant program, all kind of people like that. You got the collusion, right? Then you got the black middle class.
Okay.
See, the black middle class is a soft underbelly. Politically, the black middle class is aligned with the state. You got your judges, you got your representatives, you got your congressmen, you have your black business leaders. They are aligned with the state.
Okay.
But sometimes the state, and ain't no sometimes, the state agenda, I'm gonna let Rock off that.
Yeah, don't you blame my damn
Yeah.
flowers.
Yeah. See the state, their interest is always aligned against the black underclass. Always. Right? This is the reason why they're bringing the migrants over here.
Okay.
Right? Because, see, the state hates the black underclass.
Okay.
Because the black underclass is going to protest. They're going to scream, shout. They're going to do all this they're going to burn stuff down. You know, back in the 60s, we had various organizations, you know, military organizations. They carried out attacks against the state. Physical attacks, military attacks, bloody attacks. Right? So, the ruling class in America is never going to accept the black underclass. But they need the black middle class.
Well, yeah.
The reason why they need the black middle class is because, see, the black middle class is the gateway into the black underclass. You know, they give you all these old fake ass rappers. They give you all, you know, the LeBron James, and, you know, now we got social media, and we can just go on and on and on of how the state uses the pawns to checkmate the black underclass. They done brought all these damn illegal aliens over here.
I probably would. Not probably. I really would. I look at different direction.
Yeah, you're looking at a different direction. You're looking at it from the black middle class perspective. You're not looking at it from the black underclass perspective.
No, I'm looking at more from a financial perspective.
Okay, so if you was looking, see, and that's even worse, right? Because if you was looking at it from a financial perspective, right, you would have got enraged today when them Hispanic dudes rolled through this black community, overwhelmingly black, with rich black folks over here that say, man, lawn service. Hold up, though. Hold up. Lawn service. He hollering lawn service. Obviously, you are a fucking illegal alien for sure. You coming through a rich, middle-class black community. We got all kind of black folks live over here. We got attorneys. We got accountants. You got fire chiefs. You got private police living over here. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You got black folks over here, man, that did good. Right? You rolling through our community. Talking about lawn service. Which,
Two ways to look at it.
okay. Two ways to look at it is that, first of all, should no immigrants roll through a prestigious black community talking about they have services. You know what that shows? That shows the weakness of that black community itself, because that black community, like we discussed earlier, is supposed to have everything it needs in order to maintain its community.
Okay. That's the reason I said.
Shoot. Look at Rocco. Rocco ready to fight?
Yeah. Look at it.
Hold on, let me let Rocco off this chain.
Yeah.
Rocco ready to get down. He ready to get it.
You back Rocco, man. Freedom. You got some freedom.
They tried to stab him yesterday. I'm gonna be like a white man on this one. I'm taking their ass to court. Oh, she going to court.
Okay.
I'm not stopping. But go ahead.
Go back to the conversation. Two ways to look at it.
Okay. Two ways to look at what though? Because the audience want to know.
What we're talking about.
All right.
Okay. And I feel you. You know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Is that okay? If I'm looking at how to perpetuate to advertise, increase, enhance that word. What is going on in the black community when it comes to everything from finance to
Let's just deal with the finance right now though.
Yeah, but I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna go there. Because that's not talking about.
Because see, you come from a financial background. You're an accountant.
I come from a financial background, but I'm giving you two ways to look at it. I'm looking at it now from the impact on the black community.
Yeah. From the immigrants though. Let's keep it keep it within the context.
I'm just talking about from anybody.
No, we're talking about the immigrants right now.
I'm talking about all of them. Whether it be Asian, whether it be immigrants, whether it be white folk, whomever.
Immigrants.
No.
From any background.
No, any background. Immigrants are part of it, but they're not the major part. I'm talking about the impact.
The impact right now.
No, let me get to make my point.
Go ahead.
Okay, that's one way. On the flip side of this coin, it's strictly financial.
Yes, financial.
How it's going to benefit.
Look at Rocco. He back to himself right now.
The black, white, whomever.
Yeah.
Plan A, I'm looking at the impact it had on the black community.
Tremendous.
Plan B,
Okay.
I don't give a fuck as long as I'm making money.
See, that's the black capitalist way. See,
So, that's
when we
part
talk
of
about,
capitalism.
yeah,
It's part of
exactly.
capitalism.
You
That is
just
part of
said it, man. You
capitalism,
just said. I'm
Yeah.
glad you said that.
Yeah, it's part of
I'm
capitalism.
glad you said that.
I mean,
That means
yeah.
that no matter what color you are, you don't give a
Right.
fuck about
Right.
what happened to nobody else. I'm only concerned with my money.
It's my money,
That's
right.
that's
capitalism,
black
right.
capitalism. Come from a black man. That is petite bourgeois
So the thing
capitalism.
is that looking at the two,
Okay, which one you gonna choose?
if I had to choose,
If you had to choose, and remember, this is a holistic
I had
question.
to choose.
Hold up, though. Let me say this before you answer. This is a holistic question.
Right.
We cannot just confine your answer to finance. Go ahead.
Well,
remember everything
no,
we talked
no,
about.
No. Let's
Family.
let's
Our
take
connection with
let's
God.
take
Come on.
away that requirement.
See.
Because no, hold up.
Okay.
Let me-
Okay.
let me
Yeah.
get
Let's take it
through.
away. Let's take it away. Go ahead.
Let me get through.
Go ahead. You
Over
need to put
here-
that weed down, though. Put that down.
No. Over here, we're talking about the impact on the black community
From what?
from whatever.
No, we talk
No,
about
hold
that.
up, hold up. No, don't try to clarify.
Okay.
We're talking about from all threats.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
All
holistic.
threats.
Okay, we talking about holistic, though.
All
Yeah, go ahead.
threats.
All threats.
Holistic.
All threats.
Holistic.
Immediate threats.
I'm talking about, I don't give a fuck about making money.
Yeah.
So you asked me which of the two
You gonna choose.
would I
Okay, so
choose?
we got two options right now.
Right.
We got straight cutthroat capitalism. I don't
Right.
give a damn about nothing except,
Right.
you know, my bottom line. And then over here, we got a holistic
Right.
approach that's interconnected with the survival of people. So let's go.
Okay, and you asked me.
Which you gonna choose?
Of the two,
Up to you gonna choose.
which one would I choose?
Which one do you choose?
Okay.
What we talking about?
Given. I'm gonna give you.
I need you to tell me which one you gonna
give
choose.
I'm gonna give you
I don't need no elaboration.
no. I'm gonna give you a variable, and then
Okay.
I'm gonna give you.
I thought the variable was
No,
the
no,
choice
variable.
between the two.
I'm gonna give you the variable,
Okay, yeah.
and then I'm gonna zero in.
I'm
on
zero in.
The one
You're not burning nothing up in there, are you? Don't you got something in the oven?
Some of the other, but I don't think it's burning.
Okay, all right. Anyway, go ahead.
So the thing is that when you look at
Move. I ain't got time.
the impact
Impact of what?
of variables,
Okay, impact of variables. Okay, we got
we'll say
just say variables.
it's a
I
variable,
understand.
but it's not a word I want to use.
Variables.
The adversaries.
A variable can be an
Yeah,
adversary.
but I'm talking about
Or an
the
obstacle.
adversary, not the one supporting you. I'm talking about the one that most likely will come against.
I'm glad you're going there. Keep going.
And then
You're
you
finna
look
walk
on the
yourself
other
into a
side.
trap. I want my 22.
You look on the other side of this coin,
Other side is what?
of the coin.
Yeah,
Same
other side of the
you
coin,
flip it
yeah.
over.
Yeah.
I'm strictly one way.
Yeah.
So for me, who I am and the way I think about things, it'd be a combination.
Combination of what?
It's a plan A, plan B.
But see,
But
that's
no.
hold up.
Go-
So
go-
plan A and plan B is a part of the same coin, right?
No, this
No.
they're part of the same coin, but flip side.
Exactly. So if it's a part of the same coin, you can't take part of part A and then part of part B.
Well,
if you
can I?
flip that coin,
Yeah.
and it,
But
you
I'm
know,
talking
hold
about-
up. If you flip a coin and say heads or tails,
Yeah, right.
right? If when that coin land, that's where it land.
Okay.
That means that you can't take. You got to take the surface.
So let's say hypothetical.
No, we don't want no,
No, hold up,
hypotheticals.
no,
We
no,
right now we're
feel
dealing
me.
with science.
Feel me? Science.
We're dealing with
physics, and art.
scientific materialism right now. That's what I'm
I
telling you. You
understand
cannot
that,
take
but
both parts of the
what
coin.
about different possibilities?
Ain't no different
No,
possibilities when you
okay,
pick the
okay.
coin. It's only one or two options: heads or tails.
You ever take calculus?
What?
You had algebra, calculus.
I had algebra, I had geometry, I had all that stuff. I can show you my test grades.
Feel me. Feel me on this.
Calculus, I don't think I made it there.
Right. What I just will teach you.
Okay.
Say we are approaching. Say we're looking at the number 2. We're looking at the number 2.
You better be right, because you.
No,
Man.
feel me.
No, I'm just saying, don't put no false information out because the camera's looking at you.
This
So
is
go
my
ahead.
thoughts.
All right, go ahead.
So with calculus, you're like, I can approach, say the letter 2.
Okay.
I can approach it from the negative side.
Yeah.
And I can approach 2 from the positive side.
Okay.
I can actually, it's how I approach it.
You can amalgamate the 2.
Yeah, how I approach a situation. Over here is one way, over here is another way. So for me, when I said, and you said you have to be heads or tails on
You got to be heads or tails on the coin.
You can't be whatever. What if?
Ain't no what if when it comes to the coin.
Feel me.
I'm listening.
Feel me.
Move, Rocco.
What if I can flip this coin? I can flip the coin.
There you go.
And it's just going to be even. It's not going to be heads or tails. It's a possibility.
Okay, so hold up. In order for you to flip that coin where it's going to be even, you got to flip it on this side.
Well,
where it stands straight up.
Is there a possibility?
There's a possibility you can flip it on the side. But let's look at the possibilities though.
No, we've already.
How many people can flip a coin on this side? Not on heads or tails.
Go into statistics on how.
You got to, because you talk about.
What I'm saying is there a possibility?
Man, see, dude.
we already agreed.
That gaslighting over here, man.
We already agreed that there is a possibility.
Man,
as long as there's a possibility,
it's always a possibility.
Right?
It's always a possibility. Who called you?
I said I'm supposed to be a choir rehearsal.
Man, you ain't no choir rehearsal today, man. That's a pagan church over there. I gave you dietary law. Y'all shot me down on that. I read it to you what it said out of the Bible. It wasn't my.
I show up on Thursday, but I'm supposed to be
See, you supposed to show up on Saturday. I ain't gonna say nothing, right? Because I already told you the reason why I cannot follow the 10 Commandments right now. I can't do it.
Getting back to the flip of the coin and me deciding, playing A to play B. So I'm gonna go with possibility because it is a possibility.
It's a possibility you flip it on the side, but that's like
okay.
Man,
that's how we got to go. So when me choosing A or B, I'm gonna go with the possibility.
That's why you went the possibility of invest your money. Invest your money in the stock market. You lost it like you lost it in a dice game.
I'm going with somebody who talk about, we want to do this. We want to do this.
You don't listen to your man. Come on, man.
I didn't know.
God said that woman was a helpmeet, not the leader. She don't decide nothing.
I didn't know this was a situation.
It was a situation.
Well, we.
Yeah, we.
No, you can lose your money. I ain't gonna lose mine.
She ain't gonna lose none. You gonna lose all your money. I guarantee you. Look at that.
I'm like, getting back to, as long as there's a possibility, I'm gonna go with the possibility.
Don't go with the possibility. You gotta go with scientific fact, man.
Us as a people, us as black men, positive thinkers, to do well.
Yeah, you can do well.
But at the same time,
you got to go to war to do well.
Don't be weak.
Don't be weak.
Because the bottom line is,
man, come on, man. How many people from the black middle class you know gonna take a bullet to the head? They're not gonna do nothing. You know what y'all gonna do because you.
Let me ask you.
Yeah, I take a bullet to the head though. You know who I take a
bullet to the head for Trump?
Hell no.
Just check it.
Shit, I take a bullet in the head for Putin.
Yeah.
I take a bullet in the head for Kim Il Jong, brother Xi over in China. I take a bullet for Ibrahim Traore.
I take a bullet for you. Fuck the mother.
Nah, you ain't gotta take no bullet for me. Nah, I take a bullet for you. Don't take no bullet for me. Nah, right? Because you gotta live out your entire life. See, I might not be able to live out my entire life. You know what I'm saying? I got very dangerous enemies inside America. I got very dangerous enemies, man. Yeah.
I can't go to no choir rehearsal like that.
Ain't nobody go to no choir rehearsal, man. That's a pagan church. You only go to that church, man, for 2 reasons. Either to hook up or to get some business connections. You want to go to church, you go to the Israelite churches. They're going to tell you the real. They're going to tell you the real stuff.
It's getting hard.
Yeah, it's getting hard because you're going up in there.
I have some friends. I have some people. I don't know what to call them. acquaintance. I know that we signed the contract so long, but the bottom line is, I'm at the point now. It's like, if I don't believe in your teaching,
because he up in there talking politics. You supposed to be talking religion inside of church. You're supposed to be up in there pushing the state's agenda.
I can't say, wow, I gotta go. Costa Rica, we talking. I gotta go there.
Yeah.
I don't feel good.
No, you don't. You have your propagandist puppet up at the podium, and he is spewing because he's getting paid, man.
Yeah.
The man is being paid, right? And he took the heads of the coin. He don't give a fuck about the people. He didn't take tails. He took the head.
Yeah.
He only care about his interests.
You talking about you don't care this, talking this, and all that right there. It's like I see things differently, but my thing is that when you gonna stand up for the black people,
man, you know what, man? How you gonna expect for a sellout? How you gonna expect for us?
Specifically say that we as a people in a positive light, not that we as a people in a negative light.
How you gonna sit up and expect for a boot-licking floor mat coon whose all interest is aligned against the black underclass? We ain't talking about the black middle class. We're talking about black underclass. His entire interest is aligned against these people over here. How you gonna sit up, man, and expect for this man to tell y'all the truth?
I mean, based on my
You go to church to hear religious philosophy. You don't go to church to hear a political sermon that's been approved by the state.
Whomever get approved.
It's approved by the state, man. He's pushing their agenda.
You are not based on, because I pay very attention to those things going on in the news, whatever. I pay very attention to those.
To what?
What's going on within society.
Yeah.
And you have to. But when a person decides to take a position that I'm going to go over here.
But you got to explain that, though. Go over here. What does that mean, though?
When you say, well, I'm going over here.
Over here, where? What does that mean? You got to explain.
So I'm going over here.
Because you expect it to follow the norm, right? So when you
have two choices. I can go down lane A.
Okay.
And I go down lane B.
Yeah. Okay. So keep going.
I'm choosing to go down lane B. For
okay.
whatever reasons.
Yeah.
But I'm not even going to look at. I think about what lane A has to offer.
And see, this is why. See, I already know where we're going with this. This is why I say we do not live in a democracy. We live in a society where people oppose their opinions on you.
Okay.
If you lived in a true democracy within the borders of the United States, whether that man is Republican or Democrat, you are supposed to respect his position because it's backed up by the Constitution.
Okay.
But a lot of people, they go with their gut feeling, and they have this, hatred between, for this and that. That's not what a democracy is about. A democracy. A democracy. When you look at what it stands for, is that I have a right to express my opinion without fear of being brutally attacked by isolationist philosophies.
Okay.
Isolationists, right? Because to see, if it wasn't isolationist, then it would embrace everyone's opinion.
Okay.
We don't get that over here, right? We say something about the LGBTQ community plus or whatever the fuck they in trouble right now. They just don't know. They really in trouble. No, they ain't fucking confused. They in trouble. They're in trouble legally because Donald Trump signed that executive order.
Okay.
They have no win no more. They in trouble, right? But if you was living in a true democracy, then whether I'm for Trump or against Trump or for, taking a neutral position, people will respect that. But they don't respect that over here in America, especially the Democrats.
Well, okay.
You don't find too many Republicans, and I'm not for either party. You don't find too many Republicans that's gonna brutally attack the Democrats, you know, and not the party members, but just the average everyday citizen. Man, average everyday citizens aren't attacking the Democrats like they attack the Republicans. It's like, man, if you are a Republican, then your ass finna get told the fuck up because your neighbors are gonna hate you.
Well,
You actually have to live in a red state in order to be a Republican.
Okay.
You can't stay in a state like California
well, thing is that
and be a Republican openly.
Republican are assholes, man.
See,
But
see,
let me get you.
I don't
state my
agree with
position.
that, man.
Well, you don't have,
I don't agree with that. I told you that we have a uniparty in
Okay.
America, man.
The thing
There
is
ain't no
that,
such thing as a Republican or Democratic Party. That's name only.
in my opinion,
All right.
Democrats are more inclusive.
Yes, they are.
Republicans,
Because see, the Democrats understand one thing that the Republicans don't. The Democrats want to exploit as large of a market as they can get.
okay,
They'll let 50 million illegal aliens up in here.
What about Republicans?
The Republicans are more conservative, man. Do you think
They're
the
benefiting from it.
and the
Like,
Democrats?
workers in their factory.
So
Workers
what?
in their farm.
Move.
No,
Uncle.
see, no, you can't. You can't flip like that.
I'm not flipping like that. What
I
I'm
said
telling
that
you,
they're benefiting from it.
yeah.
You're talking about.
Who you think the most dangerous are, the Democrats or the
I
Republicans?
think the Republicans are. 'Cause they
How?
don't think, they only financially don't think what it says.
Okay, what's wrong with that?
Okay,
Who you think the most dangerous is?
I already told you.
Okay,
Republicans.
so I'm gonna tell you why Democrats are more dangerous, right? Because see, the Democrats see no color, they see no race. Hold up, they see no ethnicity. They will completely eradicate the white population. The Republicans are like, wait a minute, man, we got to save our people.
What is our people?
The Republican people are the
Who's
white
our people?
folks.
But you black.
It don't make no man. I'm telling you right now, man. Right now, the Republican
No.
Party. Right now, the Republican Party is supporting the black population.
That's not.
I'm telling you, they're supporting the black population
In what
right now,
ways?
man. Because see, first of all, you have to understand that traditionally, historically, the Republican Party was supported by the black African slaves.
That's not Abraham Lincoln. We know that.
Okay,
But
and
I'm talking about
the Republican
I'm
Party.
talking about
The Republican Party.
Today's Republican.
I'm not talking about today's Republican
You can't-
Party
no,
because
you can't
today
go
you
back.
have a uniparty. There is no Republican or Democratic
you can't go
Party.
back like that.
Yeah, we're gonna go back like that.
Because you stay in your position.
Okay, well, okay. So if we live,
what about now?
if we live in a democracy, then you will
We
respect
are
what
in a
I'm. You will
democracy.
respect what I'm finna tell you.
Okay, do that.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
the Republicans,
Okay.
they're like, man, and remember, the Republican Party is a white party. You can't be mad at them,
Okay.
right?
Go on,
Their
go on.
interests,
Yeah.
in the end,
Okay.
right? We ain't talking about their party. Their interests,
Okay.
their interests in the end,
Okay.
they have to save the land that they took.
For reservations or what?
I don't give a damn what it was.
No. You got to say
White folks from Europe came over here and took
Okay.
this land,
Yeah.
right?
But I'm talking
They,
about now. You,
now, listen to what I'm saying.
I understand
They
that.
took the land.
Right.
This is their land. They took it. They
That's
fought.
what
They
they
took it.
stole
Stole, you can say what you
Okay,
want.
right,
They
right.
took it.
Okay.
They fought for this.
Okay.
They had wars with the Indians.
Yeah.
They had wars amongst themselves for this land right here. They not finna let it go.
Okay.
So the Democrats.
So we as black people.
I don't care now. We're not talking about black people right now. We're talking about the Republican Party versus the Democratic Party and their ideology.
Okay.
The Republican Party,
Uh-huh.
you can say they're racist, conservative, whatever. The Republican Party originated within the historical contradictions of European whites that settled right here in America.
Okay.
That's their obligation
Okay.
to their ancestors.
Opinion of that.
Okay, well that's
I don't necessarily
that's their
agree with
obligation.
100%.
The Democrats
Okay.
also come from a similar background,
Yeah.
but the Democrats are greedy as hell. They don't give a
Like,
damn.
capitalists agree?
Yes, you live in a capitalistic society.
But
The
I'm
Democrats
saying,
don't
you
give a
saying that-
that you're not gonna burn up this meat in this oven. I hope not.
I mean, I don't know what the hell's
Well,
going on.
well, I heard it in there. So, look,
Did you hear that?
I heard it in there.
Okay.
Look, so the Democrats,
Mm-hmm.
they own some paper. I want to get papered up.
All right.
They don't care if the white population in this country
Mm-hmm.
succumbs to the colored folks.
Okay.
They want money.
Mm-hmm.
The Republicans, on the other hand, is like, man, we got to save our homeland. We have to save our homeland. We got to this invasion that came from the South. They got to go. Yeah, of course, because them motherfuckers got to go, man. They come over here, they got to go, dude. We don't have no mercy for them motherfuckers that came up from the South, man. They sent the army of unskilled labor up here to America. They got to go, man.
Well, who benefited from it?
The Democrats.
Wait,
yeah, the Democrats benefited from. They benefited from it. The Democrats did.
White folks.
Yes, they all white. You have a uniparty. Both parties got paid from the invasion.
Okay.
I'm just letting you know. But we're gonna end this because this is like way too long. They gonna like this one though. This is a debate between father and son.